Let us not neglect the establishing of the brethren, as some have made habit, but let us encourage one another, especially all the more as we see the day approaching. And it's talking about that day when the world becomes upside down, when morality is upside down, like Isaiah 5:20 describes, when those woe to those that call evil good and good evil. You've heard me go through the headlines. Everything is perverse today. Everything God created for good is being turned. But the beautiful thing is, if you read Genesis 50, God uses even evil for good. But it's so easy to be swayed when we allow ourselves to be isolated. It's so much easier for those idle thoughts to take hold. But when you surround yourselves with brethren, like-minded believers to build you up in prayer, being in the word, they're going to fortify you and your mind. They're going to help the renewing of the mind. But the more you isolate, the easier it is for the God of this world to persuade you to get inside your head, to let bad habits resurface. And that's why we're to be in fellowship. That's why during COVID, everything, they wanted everybody isolated. They didn't want to let you go to church. Then you can go to church, but you couldn't sing. All these things that don't make sense. You can go get weed, you can go get alcohol, all these things anytime. Anything that's going to pull you into the world, into the flesh. Acts 2:42, they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. There is nothing like sitting down with friends and family. We're all family in the body of Christ, and breaking bread. There's something to that that's just comforting, that just brings peace. And the more you go without that, the more susceptible you are to look for comfort and to look for that peace somewhere else. And there's a lot of cheap offerings out there. So this is a short and sweet one. Just do not neglect the establishing of the brethren, especially as you see the day coming. But let us encourage one another. You might feel down and out, but just keep reaching out. If you're not plugged in at a church, I encourage you, get plugged into one. You're not going to find a perfect church. There's always going to be issues arise because people are broken. We're all broken. We all need to fill in the missing pieces for one another. We do that best together. So I pray this finds you well. God bless you. See you tomorrow.